Hello guys, welcome to another battle report. Today we're doing 1500 points. We've got Eldar versus Blood Angels. As you can see here, my list today is going to be run by the Farseer. I gave him the Singing Spear and he rolled on Telepathy. We got Dominate, Terrify, and Shrouding with the Primaris. I'm going to take 5 D-Scythe Guard in a Wave Serpent. Wave Serpent's got Ghost, Walk, Matrix, Hollow Fields, Shuriken Cannon, Twin Link Bright Lances, pretty much everything you see. We've got 10 Dire Avengers. The Sergeant is going to have the Power Sword and Shimmer Shield, giving them all the 5-up invul. We've got 15 Guardians, and that's going to be a Shuriken Cannon platform. Wave Serpent over here is Fast Attack, and I'm going to go ahead and take the Shadow Seer and a group of Harlequins in there. Just try to get them across the field. And then of course we have the Wraith Knight. And I put the Sun Cannon Scatter Shield on it, so lots of shooting, try not to get into combat. He's going to try to get into combat, so we'll see how it goes.
Alright, here we got 1500 points worth of Blood Angels. We're actually running 2 strike forces today. Over here we've got the Bale strike force with Librarian Codicier Phalamus as the HQ choice. He is going to be in a squad of Jump Death Company. He has a Force Staff, Bolt Pistol, and Jump Pack. The squad of Death Company, there's 6 of them. They all have jump packs. The front 3 are Chainsword Bolt Pistols. Then we've got a Power Sword Bolt Pistol, another Power Sword Bolt Pistol, and a Thunder Hammer. Over here we've got another HQ choice, the Librarian Dreadnought, and he's going to be arriving in a drop pod. And as troops, we've got a squad of 7 Tactical Marines, no upgrades, and a squad of 8 Tactical Marines with no upgrades. Over here we're running an Archangel Strike Force, running a formation as well. Orbital Vanguard, I believe it's called, as an HQ, and our Warlord for today, we're taking Grand Codicier Cantarin. He's going to be a level 2 Psyker in Terminator armor, wielding a Force Axe and a Storm Bolter, and he'll be arriving with a squad of Assault Terminators, with 3 Thunderhammer Storm Shields and 2 Dual Lightning Claws. Then we've got a squad of 5 Terminators, with 1 Chain Fist, and the Sergeant has a Power Sword, and there's also a Heavy Flamer in there. And then over here we've also got another 5-man squad of Terminators. The Sergeant has a Power Sword, no Chain Fists, and this guy is running the Cyclone Missile Launcher instead of the Assault Cannon. And they're going to be arriving from Deep Strike. For Psychic Powers, we rolled Biomancy on the Warlord, and he got Smite, Warp Speed, and Hemorrhage. We rolled Pyromancy on the Jump Librarian. He got Spontaneous Combustion, Molten Beam, and Flame Breath. And then we rolled Sanguinary on the Dreadnought, and he got Quickening, Fear of Darkness, and Wings of Sanguinius. So we'll get back to you after deployment. After deployment, we got the Eldar set up here. We're on a craft world, and the goal is the Blood Angels are after Eldar relics for Psyker purposes. So we got 1 relic over here worth 3 points. Got another in the center of the village worth 2. Got another one over here in the village worth 2. One over here in the open worth 2. One right next to the skimmer worth 1. And then one over here on the plateau worth 1. So the Eldar are arrayed in their village, ready to defend their artifacts. The Harlequin squad is in this skimmer, and the Death Scythes are in that skimmer. Blood Angels deployment, we deployed onto the objective over here. Those guys are going to try to move up and secure that objective. And Codicier Phalamus is going to call in reinforcements from his Psyker Brigade to try to take out this Eldar force and secure Psyker objectives. So that is your deployment, moving to Eldar turn 1. Unless I steal the initiative.
Okay, start of Eldar turn 1.
Steal the initiative.
Yeah, he definitely failed to steal the initiative. So this Wave Serpent, staying here because we're doing mysterious objectives. That's a targeting relay that's going to help for shooting. Wraith Knight stood there. They moved up, moved up, moved up. This is the basis of every game's first turn. So moving on to Psychic phase. Alright, so my Psychic power is out of range. Farseer casts Shrouding, so him and everything within 6 inches is shrouded. It is night fighting, so stealth and shrouded first turn should help. Moving on to shooting. Alright, after Eldar first turn of shooting, not bad at all. Wave Serpent, this one, did the Serpent Shield, and we fired that and the Wraith Knight into Death Company. Got several wounds, took a couple out. These guys ran 6 inches and shot at the Space Marine, killing 2, and got enough for them to fall back. They just ran, shot the platform into them, did nothing. Harlequins moved up, shot Bright Lance and Shuriken Cannon into them, and did nothing. So, Assault phase done. Moving on to Blood Angels turn 1.
Alright, at the end of movement, Blood Angels turn 1, Codicier Phalamus called in reinforcements, and we got our Librarian Dreadnought, and he hit exactly where we wanted him to, and he's got his back up against the building. Just a little bit of added protection right there. These guys are just sitting there holding the objective. Our other attack squad over here, they shall know no fear, auto-regrouped and moved back up. And these guys jumped over here, still trying to get a little bit of cover maybe. But looking to take on the Eldar infantry. So moving to Psychic phase. Alright, at the end of the Psychic phase, very uneventful for the Blood Angels. We got quickening off on the Dreadnought over here. Was failed to be denied. He rolled 1. So he is +1 initiative attacks and he has fleet. The Librarian over here cast Spontaneous Combustion. It went off, targeting this squad, this guy specifically, because it is a focus witchfire, and we rolled a 1 to wound. So that failed to do anything. We cast Fear of Darkness on the big infantry squad. It went off, and they passed their leadership. That was pretty much everything of note. So moving into shooting. Alright, at the end of Blood Angel shooting turn 1, didn't do too bad. The Stormbolter from the drop pod took out a guy right there. Stormbolter from the Dreadnought took out 2 guys right there. This squad emptied their bolt guns over here, caused 4 wounds, killed 2 of them, the other 2 were saved on cover. And then this squad over here fired 3 shots into this squad and killed 1? Or 2. One of them. These guys ran just to get a little bit more cover and hopefully set themselves up for a charge next turn. So now we move into Eldar turn 2.
Alright, movement, Eldar. Wave Serpent disembarked, the Harlequins moved back, try to Bright Lance that light brance. They're still moving forward. We're going to try to run into range of those, get a little bit of shooting. Same thing with the Dire Avengers. We're going to run, maybe charge. We'll see. Wraith Knight, probably going to go charge into the Dreadnought. We'll see on how that goes out. Wave Serpent over there, still same thing. This Librarian's a problem, but so is the Drop Pod because he's got 3 Terminator squads possibly coming in. So unsure of what's going to happen yet. Does not have a locator beacon. So I don't care about the drop pod anymore. Moving on to Psychic. Alright, Psychic phase, the Shadow Seer, he cast Veil of Tears. I think we're 15 inches away, so he's going to need to get an 8 on 2 dice to shoot at me over there. We'll see what the reserves do. Farseer cast Dominate on the Librarian Dreadnought, and he perilled. Peril's result was a 6. He passed his leadership. If I was close enough, I would charge with the Singing Spear, get my smash attack. That would be awesome. But can't do it. So moving on to shooting. Alright, the end of the shooting for Eldar. Bright Lance Shuriken into the Dreadnought, Brightland Shuriken into the Dreadnought. We stripped 1 whole point out of all of that shooting. The Wraith Knight shot his Sun Cannon in there. Needed 6s to glance on the side armor. Got 2 hits, got 1 6. So I glanced him. He's got 1 whole point left, so he's definitely going to charge in there. Harlequins, they ran up just a little bit because the Warriors killed a couple of those out of all their Blade Storm awesomeness.
Killed half of them.
Avengers over here killed the rest of the Death Company, forced leadership on the Librarian. He passed, but looking good. We're going to go assault.
Also passed their leadership.
They passed their leadership, yes. We're going to assault the Wraith Knight into the Dreadnought, and then we're going to move into Blood Angels, or I guess assault. What's the reaction right now?
Sadness.
Dreadnought got pinned by just the Hammer of Wrath because it's strength 10. So we're going to go ahead and consolidate and move on to Blood Angels. Turn 3.
Alright, at the end of Blood Angels' movement on turn 2, they stayed where they're at. They're just going to kind of try and hold that objective. They're getting to reroll 1s when shooting, so that could help them out a little bit. My reserves did come in. We rolled a 2 for our reserve roll, but due to the detachment that they get to reroll for everything coming out of Deep Strike, and we rerolled for a 4. And they are 1 formation. They all come in at the same time off of 1 roll. So that was really good for us. Blood Angels might be able to turn this around after losing their Librarian Dreadnought over here. So we got our Heavy Flamer Deep Struck right there. They scattered 3 inches from where I wanted them to, and they landed better than I had them placed. These guys scattered a little bit, but they're also almost perfect placement. Those guys, pretty much the same thing. Everything kind of happened the way we needed it to. Over here, this squad kind of moved up a little bit, and the Librarian attached himself to this squad. So they're going to try to take these guys out. And that takes us to Psychic Phase. Okay, at the end of Blood Angel Psychic Phase, Codicier Thalamus cast Flame Breath, and he passed a lot of a lot of invul saves off of his Shimmer Shield, and only took out 2 of them. We cast Hemorrhage over there, and it didn't go off, and everything else just kind of... We rolled really low for our Warp Charge dice, so we didn't get to do much in Psychic, but we'll turn it around in Shooting. So moving on to Shooting for Blood Angels turn 2. Alright, at the end of Blood Angels Shooting turn 2, it didn't go near as well as we hoped. This squad took out 3 units, including the weapon platform from that squad. The Heavy Flamer took out quite a few models and dealt some wounds to the Farseer, and then Stormbolters took out a couple more, and he Lookout Surd his Farseer wounds, but he's down to 1. Over here, these guys took out 1 Dire Avenger in shooting using bolt pistols, 2 Dire Avengers in shooting using bolt pistols, and then he shot his Stormbolter into here, took out 1, and then over here is where it got sad. We hit really well. Both crack missiles hit rear armor. Both got penetrating hits. Both of them saved off of hollow fields. And then we got 1 glance off of Stormbolters, also saved off of hollow fields. So shooting didn't go as well as we had hoped, but we did do a little bit of damage. So let's hope we can turn it around in the assault phase for Blood Angels on turn 3. Alright, at the end of the assault phase, our Valiant Librarian charged in there and challenged the Exarch to one-on-one combat, which he won, and he didn't take any wounds himself. The rest of his squad took out 4 Dire Avengers and lost 1 Marine. The Dire Avengers passed their leadership, so they remain locked in combat. And other than that, we're done. So moving to Eldar, turn 3.
Alright, Eldar movement. Farseer and rest of the Guardians moved up to try to take out that squad. Harlequins moved over. We're going to pick on the Terminators a little bit. That Wave Serpent, we're going to try to get rid of that drop pod just to try to prevent the line breaker. Wave Serpent disembarked the D Scythe Guard, and hopefully we're just going to remove that squad. And he's going to point over here, so maybe shoot a little bit there. And depending on what all happens, the Wraith Knight will pick his target after everything else is done. And we're going to move on to Psychic. Alright, Eldar are doing awesome so far. Psychic, we did the Mind War thingy from the Shadow Seer, which is actually not called Mind War. It's Mirror of Minds, killed the Heavy Flamer. The Farseer used Psychic Shriek and killed all the rest of them, so I overkilled what I thought. Then we cast Shrouding, so they've got the 5-up cover out in the open. So now we're going to shooting. Okay, end of Eldar shooting. They shot into there. They passed their leadership. They killed one guy. Harlequins failed to take that last one guy out, but we're going to charge him and wreck his face. The Wraith Knight shot over here, killed 2 of the Storm Shield Hammers, and then he lookout served one more on a Lightning Claw and passed that. They did exactly what they're supposed to and removed that 5-man Terminator squad. So now we're going to go into that one assault, and that'll be it. Alright, end of combat. Harlequins just wrecked that Terminator, and the attack squad just wrecked those 2 guys that were left. So now we're going into Blood Angels. Bottom of 3.
Alright, Blood Angels movement, turn 3. We shifted up with this tack squad a little bit. We're not sure what we're gonna do with them yet. We kind of strung these guys out, just keeping him inside of the Harlequins for psychic powers, but getting them close enough to charge these guys. Librarian and his assault squad moved off the cliff and the objective to try and take on these guys. So we'll see what happens. Everything over there is completely Eldar dominated, and Blood Angels are running low on models. So let's see where our Psychic phase gets us. Alright, Psychic phase. The Eldar have dominated the Psychic phase. We cast Spontaneous Combustion, went off by 1, it was denied. We cast Smite, it didn't go off, and we cast Hemorrhage, and it didn't go off as well. And we tried to cast Warp Speed, and it got... No, Smite was denied, Warp Speed did not go off. So nothing happened in Psychic, moving to Shooting. Alright, in Shooting, went a lot better than we hoped. So we fired bolt pistols into the now gone squad of warriors. We killed...
That had Shrouding.
Yeah, we had 3...
Should have been rolling that.
Oh. We took out 3 of them with bolt pistols from over there, and then the final 2, including the Farseer, including the Farseer, got killed from bolt pistols from this squad. The Storm Bolter from the Librarian took out a Harlequin, and they're going to attempt to charge. We forgot to shoot with the drop pod. So moving to Assault phase. Alright, at the end of the Assault phase, we got screwed. So the Terminators charged in and didn't do anything because he rolled 7,000 sixes. And they killed 2 of the Lightning Claws. The Librarian did issue a challenge, but he didn't do anything because he could not stop rolling 6s for saves. So yeah, there's that. And they passed their leadership because they lost combat. Moving into Eldar turn 4.
Eldar, top of turn 4, move the Wave Serpent up. We're going to take some shots. He stayed there. He's going to use his scatter, or his Wave Serpent shield this turn, so that way I can fire all my weapons. These are going to just try to take out that drop pod, and then Wraith Knight will catch whatever's left. So here we go. Okay, so first of all, Psychic phase, Shadow Seer threw all of his dice at Veil of Tears, got it with 3, he threw 2 6s to deny, so it went off. And then Shooting, pretty much took out most of that squad, and the Wraith Guard killed the drop pod. Past that, nothing else happened, so we're going into Assault. Okay, so the Harlequins are wrecking face. We killed both of the last Terminators. Consolidated 1 inch. Veil of Tears is off, so that could maybe be a factor. We will see. Moving on to Blood Angels, bottom of 4.
Alright, and the Blood Angels movement. He shifted up, and he's going to go out in true Blood Angel style, Wrecking Face. These guys shifted back. They're just going to keep trying to hold on to this pink ducky because of the psychic significance that it has, which all the librarians are going to be dead, so it won't really matter to them anyway, but they're going to do it because they're Space Marines. So, yeah, we're going to move on to Psychic.
I've made so many involves.
Okay, Blood Angels into the Psychic phase. These Harlequins, they roll so many invul saves, it's ridiculous. We cast Flame Breath, it got denied. We've cast Spontaneous Combustion, targeted Shadow Seer with the Focused Witchfire, it passed by 2, so we were able to do that. Strength 6, AP 3, he passed the invul, again. So that's like 9 invul saves on a 5-up pass.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, at least
That's
7 of them.
That's at least 7 5-ups. So that's significant. Moving into shooting. Not going to take very long. Alright, at the end of the assault phase, the librarian took 1 wound in Overwatch from a Neuroblaster. Neurodisruptor. And then he issued a challenge. It was accepted by the troop leader. And he was a higher initiative, and he killed him with an AP3 weapon. So we have 3 models left on the table, and they're going to see what they can do against the defending Eldar, who defended their turf valiantly. Moving to Eldar turn 5. Alright, so this is significant. At the end of my turn, this objective blew up on that squad, got 5 hits. I rolled 3 6s, and he failed 2 of his saves. So it doesn't matter, but the sabotage objective killed 2 of them, and it made me happy.
So Eldar movement, we shuffled around trying to capture some objectives. They're not going to shoot, they're going to run towards that one. He's shuffled over here, he's grabbing that one, Wraith Guard on that. I think we're going to go for Line Breaker for that objective. It's both worth 1 point. And ideally I'm wanting this to go 1 more turn so I can get another jump over there and get into assault and take that rubber ducky worth 3 points. So Psychic phase, he's just going to cast Veil of Tears, and then we go into shooting. Alright, end of shooting. Measured it for the flat out on this guy. He could not get into Line Breaker, so we went ahead and grabbed this objective. They ran onto that objective. We did get Veil of Tears off, so that will matter if he targets those. And he ran 3 inches, just hoping to blast them off next turn. So, combat's done. We go into Blood Angels, turn 5, bottom of 5.
Alright, so Blood Angels just kind of shifted up, getting into range of the Wave Serpent, and they took 3 pot shots, and 2 of them missed, and the other guy failed to do anything. So hopefully the game ends, and we will hold this pink Psychic Ducky.
Does the game end? It does not.
Doggone it.
Movement phase, turned him around. He moved right in their face, and he jumped up on top of that and does not get immobilized. Still holding the objective, though, within 3 inches of it. We're going to skip Psychic and go into shooting. Alright, shooting. Bright Lances off the tanks. Shot at that squad. He went to ground, so no Overwatch against my Toughness 8 with his Strength 4 anyway.
Yeah, they can hack it.
Killed 1 from this guy. That guy, he made his cover save. 4 up, go to ground through a model. So going to assault. Alright, so what just happened?
Well, the Blood Angel Sergeant climbed up on the Wraith Guard, and the Wraith Guard got 1 hit in, but he failed to wound him, so we're going to swing back with a crack grenade planted in his face. Hits on a 4, it's a hit. We're wounding on a 6. Come on, nope. Alright. Does the game continue to turn 6?
No, bottom of Blood Angels.
Oh, doggone it, you're right.
Alright, let's try this again. 4 attacks, hitting on 4s. That's a little bit better. 3 hits, needing 2s to kill.
Yep.
He's mega dead.
With 2 2s. Well, he did plant a crack grenade on your face. And a time bomb.
Alright, so that is a major victory for the Eldar. We've got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 objective points. We've got Slay the Warlord and First Blood, so 11 to 1.
Slay the Warlord.
Major victory for the Eldar.
And they kept their psychic ducky.